Harry sat there staring at Snape as the lesson began, picturing horrific things happening to him. If only he knew how to do the Cruciatus curse. He'd have Snape flat on his back like that spider, jerking and twitching. "Antidotes," said Snape, looking around at them all, his cold black eyes glittering unpleasantly. "You should all have prepared your recipes now. I want you to brew them carefully, and then we will be selecting someone on whom to test one." Snape's eyes met Harry's, and Harry knew what was coming. Snape was going to poison him. Harry imagined picking up his cauldron and sprinting it to the front of the class, bringing it down on Snape's greasy head. And then a knock on the dungeon door burst in on Harry's thoughts. It was Colin Creevey. He edged into the room, beaming at Harry, and walked up to Snape's desk, into the front of the room. "Yes," said Snape curtly. "Please, sir, I am supposed to take Harry Potter upstairs." Snape stared down his hooked nose at Colin, whose smile faded from his eager face. "Potter has another hour of potions to complete," said Snape coldly. "He will come upstairs when this class is finished." Colin went pink. Sir, Mr. Bagman wants him," he said nervously. "All the champions have got to go. I think they want to take photographs." Harry would have given anything he owned to have stopped Colin saying those last few words. He chanced half a glance at Ron, but Ron was staring determinedly at the ceiling. Very well, Snape snapped. "Potter, leave your things here. I want you back down here later to test your antidote." "Please, sir, he's got to take all his things with him," squeaked Colin. "All the champions—" "Very well," said Snape. "Potter, take your bag and get out of my sight." Harry swung his bag over his shoulders, got up, and headed for the door. As he walked through the Slytherin desk, Potter's stinks flashed at him in every direction. "It's amazing, isn't it, Harry?" said Colin, starting to speak the moment Harry had closed the dungeon door behind him. "Isn't it, though, you being champion?" "Yeah, really amazing," said Harry heavily, as they set off towards the steps into the entrance hall. "What do they want photos for, Colin?" "The Daily Prophet, I think." "Great," said Harry dully. "Exactly what I need. More publicity." "Good luck," said Colin. As they reached the right room, Harry knocked on the door and entered. He was in a fairly small classroom. Most of the desks had been pushed away to the back of the room, leaving a large space in the middle. 3 of them, however, had been placed end to end in front of the blackboard and covered with a long length of velvet. 5 chairs had been set behind the velvet-covered desks, and Ludo Bagman was sitting in one of them, talking to a witch Harry had never seen before, who was wearing magenta robes.
What's in magenta?
Like burgundy, I think. Victor Crumb was standing moodily in a corner as usual and not talking to anybody. Cedric and Fleur were in conversation. Fleur looked a great deal happier than Harry had seen her so far. She kept throwing back her head so that her long silvery hair caught the light. A paunchy man holding a large black camera, which was smoking slightly, was watching Fleur out of the corner of his eye. Bagman spotted Harry, got up quickly, and bounded forward. "Ah, here he is, champion number 4. In you come, Harry, in you come. Nothing to worry about. It's just the wand-weighing ceremony. The rest of the judges will be here in a minute." "Wand-weighing?" Harry repeated nervously. "We have to check your wands are fully functional. No problems, you know, as they're your most important tools in your tasks ahead," said Bagman. "The experts upstairs now with Dumbledore. And then there's going to be a little photo shoot. This is Rita Skeeter," he added, gesturing towards the witch in the magenta robes. "She's doing a small piece on the tournament for the Daily Prophet." "Maybe not that small, Ludo," said Rita Skeeter, her eyes on Harry. Her hair was set in elaborate and curiously rigid curls that contrasted oddly with her heavy-jawed face. She wore jeweled spectacles. Yeah, glasses with like jewels on them. The thick fingers clutching her crocodile skin handbag ended in a 2-inch nails painted crimson. That's red. I wonder if I could have a little word with Harry before we start, she said to Bagman, but still gazing fixedly at Harry. The youngest champion, you know, to add a little bit of color. Certainly, cried Bagman. That is, if Harry has no objection. Said Harry. Lovely, said Rita Skeeter, and in a second her scarlet taloned fingers had Harry's upper arm in a surprisingly strong grip, and she was steering him out of the room again and opened a nearby door. We don't want to be there in all that noise, she said. Let's see. Ah, yes. This is nice and cozy. It was a broom cupboard. Harry stared at her. Come along, dear. That's right. Lovely, said Rita Skeeter again, perching herself precariously upon an upturned bucket, pushing Harry down into the cardboard box, and closing the door, throwing them into darkness. Let's see now. She unsnapped her crocodile skin handbag and pulled out a handful of candles, which she lit with a wave of her wand and magicked into mid-air so that they could see what they were doing. You won't mind, Harry, if I use a quick quotes quill? It leaves me free to talk to you normally. A what? Said Harry. Rita Skeeter's smile widened. Harry counted 3 gold teeth. She reached again into her crocodile bag and drew out a long acid green quill and roll of parchment, which she stretched out between them on a crate of Mr. Scour's all-purpose magical mess remover. She put the tip of the green quill into her mouth, sucked it for a moment with an apparent relish, then placed it upright on the parchment, where it stood balancing on its point, quivering slightly. Testing. My name is Rita Skeeter, Daily Prophet reporter. Harry looked down quickly at the quill. The moment Rita Skeeter had spoken, the green quill had started to scribble, skidding across the parchment. Attractive blonde Rita Skeeter, 45, whose savage quill has punctured many inflated reputations. Yeah, her quill that fought very hard made a hole in like big people that thought they were very important. Okay? So the quill is actually writing by itself. She didn't tell it the words, right?
Mm.
And is it writing exactly what happened?
No.
He's like, attractive. Yeah.